Hello my friends, Josh Mason here from the Detox Dudes. I want to talk about detox and the mindset and what I believe should be a little bit of a paradigm shift for maximal healing, okay? So when I first started this healing journey, I was on one end of the spectrum where I believed that the mindset was everything, right? Mind over body. If you loved yourself, if you blessed your food, if you if you did the yoga and meditated and watched your thoughts, that you'd be able to conquer all sort of mental unrest. And I did that for 3 years, and obviously that wasn't enough to heal. And then there's another end of the spectrum, which I see time and time again in the detox journey, where people are constantly reaching out for another supplement or another this or another that, or I need this to balance that, and trying to manage their biochemistry with this grand, with their minds really, and trying to manage it with all of these different supplements. And there's always going to be another supplement, there's always going to be something else wrong with you, something else that could possibly be out of balance, or your adrenals or your liver or your kidney. There's always going to be something that could be affected, or something that's not performing optimally. But the real trick is not to get to either end of the spectrum. The real trick is being in the middle, where you kind of come from a place of wholeness and come from a place of appreciation and gratitude, right? So fundamentally, your mindset has to be, thank you for being alive, thank you God, thank you to the universe, I appreciate it. Gratitude, self-love, one of wholeness, where you're always thinking about what you do have, how much you do have, how well you are, even if you're not well. Just telling yourself, I am well, oh, I feel great today. And if you're really, really feeling shitty, to just feel shitty, not try and manage it from all the different levels. Oh, maybe it's this, and maybe it's that, and maybe it's my adrenals, and maybe because I took this supplement and that supplement. And it's infinite, okay? So the trick is to stay somewhere in the middle, but it's not about going too far into the direction of the spiritual esoteric being, which is only thinking about sort of spiritual concepts and watching one's thoughts. But of course, not going to the other end of the spectrum, constantly grabbing and reaching for supplements and managing your life biochemically. Somewhere in the middle, where you have both, a dance between the two. Okay, I came from one end, I hit the other end, and now I find myself somewhere in the middle, which I believe is closer to the truth. Okay, detox is an incredible, life-changing way of living, way of being, but it's not the answer. It's not like detox is the only thing you need. You still need to choose love, choose life, choose happiness, right? You still, the detoxification allows you a greater element of choice and a greater freedom, and allows more choices available to you, but you still have to take that choice, okay? It's still up to you and your consciousness to take the choice of love and light on a daily basis, okay? And eventually it doesn't need to be a choice, but that's in the beginning. You have to carve out those new patterns. So it's not just about detoxing, it's about a new paradigm shift towards wholeness, self-love, okay? Self-love is huge. So anyways, just watch out for this trap. This is a trap in the detox world. It's not always about the next best supplement, the next best thing. What can I take, and what's wrong with me? And maybe it's my teeth, and maybe it's my jaw, my jaw correction, jawline, and maybe it's anything. Maybe it's the plastics, and maybe, oh my God, I'm drinking out of this plastic cup, and it's infinite, okay? So just taper it. It has to be tapered for this healing. Otherwise, we will stress ourselves into oblivion. So ways that you can sort of, if you're on the one end of the spectrum where you're always thinking about supplements and always reaching externally, always thinking about what's the next thing, one way that you can kind of come back to the middle is to just, of course, watch for that, right? Watch when your body gets super stressed, always analyzing and thinking of what's wrong, what can I do better, wanting more and more and more and more. Just watch out for that trap, right? Another thing you can do is try and take a week or two off of all supplements. Just try and eat food, just try and eat food and be out in nature, and only use self-love, and only perhaps check out what that other end of the spectrum is like, where you only, use self-love and meditation and yoga and just dance in that world for a little bit. And that going into that world will help you sort of balance things, because many times you may find yourself feeling, especially if you've been detoxing for a while, you may find yourself feeling better and really the best when you're not taking anything. Now, that's not to say that's a long-term sustainable model there to not take anything, but for a time period, it may be really good for you. So those are some helpful tips if you want to try and sway back into the middle of the spectrum here. Alrighty, sorry for the rant. Hope you enjoyed it. Detox Dudes out.